Right? Saxony, no Russia or Crimea in this game. Militant. Still round 1. All right. We're in. Yes. Thank you. That was really classy of Avid. Not take his turn. Looks like he's industrial. We're militant. We got engineering in here and Nordic patriotic. All right, let me see if I can remember what I usually do for militant here. I think I start with a move. Got a 3-minute video on Saxony Militant. Yeah, I just start with a move. Gotta bite the bullet at some point with a militant mat, usually, and move before you can get a Mac. So we are not going to get Despised Warmonger this game, that's for sure. Albion with the engineering mat, going with a move initially. One needs to get on this village so Nordic's not tempted to take it. But Nordic, there's no way Nordic should take this village with the patriotic mat. You can only take that village if you've got something like, if you've already got 2 metal on the ground with engineering or agricultural, or if you've got innovative or industrial, because you've got produce over deploy, right? There's a produce out of Togawa industrial, and we're gonna go ahead and produce and start working our way toward our first Mac. Sure, everyone is getting Elo from me. Don't count Togawa industrial out. Oh, you know what we need to do is tier list this. Saxony Militant, B tier. Nordic Patriotic, B tier. Albion Engineering, D tier. And Togawa Industrial, D tier. In your 3-minute video, you get an enlist a turn later than you could, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. The turn order is a little bit flexible. To move onto the mountain, the character for Nordic. The turn order is a little bit flexible. You I think, yeah, you can get the enlist in turn 5, or you can move and get the mech in turn 5. You can do either one. So I think that, yeah, the enlist should come in turn 5. So now we're gonna trade metal and a food, so that the next time we produce, we'll have enough metal for a mech, and we'll be set up the next turn to trade 2 food and get an enlist. So do we go coins or do we go combat cards? That's the question. Albion is probably going to be low on power. Once Nordic gets ramped up, move, trade, produce, trade, enlist. Move, trade, produce, trade, enlist. Okay. You move like I did, and you trade the metal. And I'll have to play around with that. Can't really visualize the whole sequence on the fly, I don't think. Maybe right, poser. Always looking to improve things. All right, Togawa. Is this a produce into a... Let's see, Togawa. What did they get off of their encounter? Not going to let us go that far back? No, here it is. $2 for 4 metal. So he's set up to go ahead and produce into his first Mac. One thing I like about Militant is if you need it, it's not unreasonable to get the enlist star. Of course, you get a lot of coin for doing it. That 4 metal is great. He's going to get 2 different mechs out of that. Shinobi early instead of Ronin. All right, let's get our 3rd metal. Go to 5 workers. And yeah, we're going to get a turn 5 enlist. And we're going to take either coin or card. Or, yeah, the enlist recruit or the deploy recruit. Oh. Albion's going to make mechs, it looks like. Togawa's already got 1 on the table. They're going to make 3 more. We're going to make mechs. Combat cards are not bad. They're not amazing. Part of the difficulty, if we could take coin and then take cards off the enlist, that would be ideal. But we have to take power. Otherwise, we're going to run out. So I wouldn't take that. Unless you're Polani on that first encounter, it's almost never worth it to pay $4 for a mech. 2 combat cards and 3 power. I mean, that's a solid choice for Nordic because that means the power star is definitely in their future. Now Togawa moving to the farm. And they don't have Ronin. Of course, we're not going to be ready to leave the base for a little while with this mat. So 3 mechs out of Togawa, 4 mechs out of us. Maybe. Gotta take the coin. It's just too many coins. So here it is. Coin and power. All right, good and high. Subscribe with Prime Gaming. Thank you, sir. Really do appreciate it. See what Albion's going to put that first mech out. There's the first coin we get. Picking that enlist. Going to go with Rally. No real surprise there. We want to see them come off this back line. Unfortunately, they are moving toward that first enlist, and once they have combat cards, they're going to be a little harder to put a dent in. The faster mat, we might be able to get to them before they got their first enlist. Interesting. Togawa trades for 2 food. I'll have to see why. I'm sure we'll see why he turns here. All right, we're going to move, and we're not going to go to the encounter yet. We're going to move 2 workers over to this metal. And pay 3 metal. And put speed on the village. And putting it on the village is important. Because in a moment here, we're going to produce. We're going to move again. We're going to need a mech here to move 3 out of the 4 workers we'll have right here. That'll put 6 workers on here, which means our last produce will get us to 8 workers and give us enough metal for our remaining enlists. And then we'll be ready to come out of the base. Derp, I saw someone do the craziest opening with Nord the other day. Move, trade, move, taking the Tundra worker to Rust Village. And the character to the encounter. So move. So you have a worker here, a character here. You move the character out and the worker here. Trade for 2 oil. You move again. The character on the encounter. So then you're on a village and a wood space, huh? That's bizarre, but that's creative. I like it. What Albion take? They got 2 food and a pop, which means they get their first enlist. I'm sure they'll take combat cards. Oh, did they take power? They took power. It's probably just 2 turns before they have cards, though. That's the question in this game, is where are we going to get our combats from? Togawa's going to beat us to the factory. All right. I'm to produce enough metal and get to 7 workers. Oh, trap. My board is slow. I think you're safe. We got to produce out of Albion over here 4 food, metal, food on the ground. Still no combat cards. Nordic gets a mech. Seaworthy, and they put it here instead of over here. All right. Well, so at this point I have a choice. Leave the character here and don't use the second move, because the first move is going to move 3 workers over here, right? If I leave the character here, that means 2 turns from now, I could go to the factory. Right? Well, Togawa didn't trap. Didn't trap here. So I can still do that. Togawa will be on the factory, but I could go through here and just spring 1 trap. Or I could take the encounter. The encounter could be really good. Give me something like food or metal or power. It's a trap. What to do? I mean, the coin trap is probably on the factory, right? Got to be the coin trap. But I could probably spare the coin. Hog just at 2 power. Not going to be doing any more upgrades. No Ronin on the board. I'm going to go for the factory. So that means move a worker here. Bring 3 with me. And move. And of course we get underpass. Now Togawa is set up to move to the factory. Is this Albion's move to enlist? Yes. Forgot to flag the village. That's what they were saying earlier in chat. Yeah, Togawa Industrial is going to beat everyone to the factory. Probably should have thought about the fact that Togawa can produce Ronin any turn they want. Would we have gotten that? Or that? I wonder how the code in this game works. I wonder if when you step on an encounter, if there's like a predetermined deck or it's RNG. I think it's a predetermined deck because when I play around in the bot games, like trying out move sequences and things, if I back it up to the beginning and try it again, the second time I step on the encounter, it's the same one. So I think it's predetermined. So that's the encounter I would have had. So 2 power and 2 pop would have been nice. Hey, Kenarov, Albion Wolf. See, I remembered. Took me a while, but I remember. All right, Albion surely takes cards this time. Yeah. 4 power, 2 cards. Nordic produces. Can make their second mech next turn. Bolster for 3 power. That means Togawa's got to go to the factory and trap the factory, and Nordic is going to get to it. They could wait 1 turn and still beat Nordic. Best case scenario, Nordic springs a trap for us and then spends a ton of power. But I don't know why they would do that. Oh, they got the card. That was the card right there. Oh my gosh, we would have loved to have that. All right. Work star. And that is all the metal we're going to need for the rest of the game. Just the 1 mech, just rally out of Albion so far. It means no shield. That's a good thing. All right, we get a coin out of another mech, and they deploy shield. It's going to be hard to get combats in this game. Gawa's going to deploy Ronin. Starting to wish I'd gone for the encounter. Just would have gotten 2 power out of it, but maybe Togawa uses their factory card and moves off the factory here. That would be nice. We can grab that encounter with our character. We don't really need Riverwalk in this game because you don't have to Riverwalk to get to either IFA faction. And let's face it, we're really not going to be focused on Nordic here. We've got to drain power out of one of these 2 guys. Unfortunately, both of them generate power by being attacked. So that's going to be challenging. Means I think we're going to have to grab some encounters to find a way to make this work. And hope we get power or food off of them. Okay, Togawa is going to move. Do they move the character, though? Yes, they do. Hopefully that doesn't mean there's nothing good in the factory left. All right, there's another trap. Trap number 4 out of Togawa. All right. We're going to spring the trap. You're welcome, Nordic. All right. I think it's coins. Might get lucky, though. No cards. Not sure that counts as lucky, but there's another enlist factory card in here, so I think it was worth it. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. We're gonna get cards back. So we said we don't need Riverwalk, so here's Disarm. And Nordic is coming for us. We got our factory card. We can get those cards back now. Gawa's got 2 enlists on the board. Albion's got 2 enlists on the board. Oh, coming out. Let's see. You might have to produce once at 8 workers. Produce on wood and food once to make a. Oh yeah, I've got power. Got 1 power left. There's an enlist out of Albion. We lost some cards, but we didn't lose the coin, which is nice. We're ahead for the moment, but it's about to change right now. And nothing to put up a fight about here. At least it lets us cycle a card. Yeah, it's pretty cheap for Nordic to just ensure victory there. Gives up the power star in all likelihood, though. Well, I guess not. Got 2 more bolster deploys left. We're going to get power off this card too, which is really nice. Going to take the upgrade one. Upgrade is good for Patriotic because, I mean, he's already upgraded twice. So he could conceivably get the upgrade star if the game goes long enough. Alright, there's Ronan. Okay. Fortunately, this encounter and this encounter is the only real ones we can reach. Let's hit Albion. And spread out while we do it. Now we got 2 power. One, two. Spread to a few tunnels here. Albion's just going to get that power right back. Can Albion move next turn? No, they can't. They might be reticent to lose this spot. They locked in pretty quickly. They know we can only do 7, right? Oh, I almost did 5. Almost tried to catch him napping. Almost did 5. That's too bad. So we didn't really drain much out of Albion, unfortunately. They're still on this tunnel, which is good for us. What do they do now? Almost went 5. What'd they do? Produced. Got 2 metal and 3 food. Produce out of Nordic. Only get 1 metal for it though. That drops him down to 10 power. 2 cards. Huh. Okay, that gives us a card. Can afford to be a little bold here. Let's take a worker with us here, with one of these, so that we can deploy here. We win this combat. And we can put the mech here if we don't. All right, Albion loses down to 1 power. Gets it back and goes to 3. Albion locked in pretty quickly. Good. Got combat. River walk. Here we go. $21 coins, guys. That's the militant board for you. 44. Round 12. So what are the rest of our stars? We have the worker star, we have the mech star. Got 1 combat. Probably pick up 1 more combat in this game. Albion could counterattack us, but they're not going to. Looks like. What's Togawa's power situation? I mean, we could go for this trap here. I mean, what could it do? Take power from us? Thing is, they've got Ronin. They're going to go to 3. Nordic's trading their way to mechs now, looking to get that power star. Togawa going to give us an opening here. Zero power. And Toka. Do we spring this trap? What could it be? It'd be power. But I'm guessing one of these is power, so this is probably the coin trap, since that wasn't. I mean, I've been wrong so far guessing. I don't want to spring the coin trap if I'm not going to win the combat, especially. Don't want to attack Albion with 1 unit, because I can't win, and it feeds in power. It was okay doing it on the tunnel, because I've got disarm. So it was a wash. He's not on the tunnel anymore. So let's just do this. Get some coins. And what are we doing here? Where are we gonna go? These are basically the same, except this one's an extra territory. This, as well as all of these, are... This one's 2 spaces away. No, because I can river walk here. These are all 1 space away from a tunnel. Let's go to this because it's in proximity to these other mechs. Give us power. That's not power. Do we want a structure for some reason? Neighboring to encounters, so that's not going to give us coin to put it on an encounter. It's not going to compensate for that. Do we need pop for any reason? I don't think we need our popularity. What are we at? 2. If we go to 3, then we'd have 5. And we take the pop bonus in a couple turns. Let's do this. In the event that we want to do a bolster into an upgrade. Love it if Albion would attack. Do they have sword though? They do have sword. They're going to attack. They have an upgraded move. They do not. If they sword us, we'll both be at 1 power. All the marbles right here. There's no way they have 2 5s. We've already seen 2 of them. We've only had a handful of combat cards all game. Yeah, they're thinking about it up here. They're not going max. We are. All right. One downside of that is we can't win a combat against them anymore. Oh, but they gave us a card. Do we dare? Can we end? See what happens. May be able to end. What Nordic does. And Nordic deploys. Nordic. We've got a lead. I think Sax will end it. I want coin. And Tog stop me. Got Toga. And get their star. They can't afford to attack me here because they'll get 2 power from Ronin, but then I'll take it away with disarm and they can play max 5 and beat that. Nordic says, I guess I'm still behind. Yeah, he's at 26. Game just hasn't lasted long enough for Nordic Patriotic. What's Togawa gonna do? And you need to pick up 2 coins. 3 coins is Togawa, right? At least. You can't stop me. And it looks like that's what Togawa's gonna do. Just spreading out. Alright, I think this is it, guys. Yeah, Togawa moves into second. Let's see, if we double attack Albion, we give them 2. And then they can play a 5. That'd be 7. We've got 2 combat cards that add up to that. So here we go. And get a combat. We pick up Tundra number 3. This is GG. Hey guys, 14 turns Saxony Militant is not bad. Whew. That enlist from Albion did it for us, because that's what fed us the card. Togawa says, ugh, so many 5s. Maybe Togawa has some 5s. Oh, he's talking about my 5s. The fact that I was sitting on 2 of them. Albion's thinking about this. Because here's the thing. This could be a bluff on my part. And he knows that, because if he wins this fight because he goes max, I come back next turn and use my factory card for my last enlist. There it is. 6 stars. 14 turns. Not a bad game, guys. Look at that score. Not a bad game at all. All right. Saxony Militant, 14 turns. Let's get another one going.